The Ophidian aspects are a pair of exotic gloves for the warlocks that came with Rise of Iron. Their intrinsic perk is Cipher Totemic, which grants you improved energy drain and causes all of your weapons to have quick draw and reload quicker. If that wasn't enough, you also have your choice between increased melee attack speed or bonus grenade energy on melee hits, and increased grenade throw distance or bonus melee energy on grenade hits. To put it lightly, these gloves are stacked. If you watch my content a lot, then you probably know that I love playing my hunter over every single class. Well, these gloves are making an incredible argument for me to swap over to floof about on the warlocks. Alright, with that big of a bombshell dropped, let's get into the PvE section real quick, since it'll be short. While these gloves do make all of your weapons reload quicker and have quick draw, they aren't the best thing to use. Personally, I prefer the transversive steps when I'm doing PvE since they reload all my weapons when I run over an ammo brick. I know it seems like that doesn't do much, but it's one of those great exotics that works behind the scenes to make your life easier. That being said though, Ophidian aspects are still really good. Having all of your weapons reload quicker is great for every level of play, and one could argue that this is better than the transversive steps requiring you to run over a brick of ammo to reload. Plus, all your guns are going to ready quick too. It sounds like I'm actually selling myself on the idea that these are good for PvE. Maybe I don't know warlocks very well, or just value quick draw so highly. Whatever the case, Ophidian aspects are definitely a good choice for PvE loadout, although most people will have an exotic with a more refined role than these. Now time for PvP. Ophidian aspects are hands down the best exotic that came in Rise of Iron. For all classes, the meta of PvP has become quicker over the course of the game, and as a result, perks like Quick Draw are extremely valuable on those weapons able to get them. Snipers, sidearms, and various primaries are capable of getting them without hurting their other stats. Other weapons like shotguns, hand cannons, and pulse rifles often have to make do with whatever equip stat is on the gun. Previously, Blade Dancer Hunters were the only ones with this extremely powerful ability, but now every single warlock out there can get quick draw on all of their weapons. This allows for very powerful weapons, like the Vendor Palindrome being paired with a Godroll Matador. You'll be able to quickly swap to whichever weapon suits your engagement, instead of having to commit to whatever weapon you are currently wielding. Not to mention that every single weapon you have will also reload quicker. If you happen to be a Voidwalker, then you're also going to get the Hunger ability as well on top of everything I've spoken about. This will allow you to spec into something else into that tree. For PvP, it's always a tough decision for me to use gloves that give increased grenade throw or increased melee speed. Depending on who I'm facing, sometimes I just prefer having that faster melee time. Well, now I don't have to choose since those gloves have both of those perks. I've enjoyed using these gloves so much that I'm really starting to change my loadout on my hunter since I just forgot how good it is to have quick draw on every single weapon. Since I'm having to constantly swap from primary to secondary to battle someone rushing at me with a shotgun, having quick draw on everything without hurting the actual weapon stats is just a godsend. These gloves are one of the few exotic armor pieces across all classes that I would list in the highest tier of rankings. They do so much for you compared to the rest of the competition. Aside from nothing manacles, Ophidian aspects stand alone for PvP, and if you get a chance to get these, do. They are quite possibly the best thing any warlock could wear for PvP. I hope you found this information helpful, and I'll see you next time.